the Kuwait Mongolia Research Center, which is a gift from His Highness the Emir of Kuwait to the people of Mongolia. And it is to study the environmental issues, all of the environmental issues in Mongolia. And so I was given the responsibility to build that research center, which we did, and we finished it and handed it over to the Mongolian people. So this award is based on some of the work that I did in Mongolia for the Mongolian people, which I really appreciate. That's very kind of them to do it. And of course, Kuwait and Mongolia the relationship goes way back, and it started with the appreciation by the Kuwaiti government for Mongolian stand after the invasion of Kuwait by the Iraqi forces. The first country in the world to stand against the Iraqi invasion was Mongolia. The first country in the world was Mongolia. So after liberation, Allah Rahmah Sheikh Jabir went to thank all the countries that stood by Kuwait. One of them was Mongolia. And the relationships got stronger and stronger and stronger. And hence came the gift from His Excellency, from His Highness the Emir to the Mongolian people. One of them is to build this Mongolia Research Center. And I was lucky to be given this responsibility to build it. So, and as a result, this award came from the President of Mongolia.
Kuwait is the first Arab country to open an embassy in Mongolia, while Mongolia's embassy in Kuwait is the only diplomatic mission in the Arabian Gulf.
A special event in recognition of International Migrants Day, Kuwait Success Stories, was organized under the auspices of Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Sabah. The event was held at His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed UN House. Attendees included senior members of the diplomatic community, UN representatives, and distinguished guests. More from our reporter.
International Migrants Day is observed on the 18th of December, titled Migrants with Dignity. This special occasion was commemorated under the patronage of Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Sabah, at the His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Sabah building, the United Nations House, with the special acknowledgement of Kuwait Success Stories, Together in Kuwait. Members of the diplomatic community, senior UN representatives, and distinguished guests attended the event, where individuals were recognized for their achievements on their expressive humanitarian contributions with a special ceremony.
It's a pleasure to be presenting His Excellency the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs on this occasion, which show the efforts of Kuwait in the field of the human rights. We do work with the organization, not only the IMO, but with other organizations to implement all the international agreement for human rights.
Today event, it's marking the International Day for Migration, 18th of December 2018, where we mark the date by immigration in dignity. Immigration in dignity because we see around the world the movement of people from one place to another, either because of natural disaster or because of searching for new living and quality of life, or because of running away from conflict and life being in danger. In this respect, different countries and borders are either accepting or not accepting, but there is different conditions that all member states need to look at and need to consider. To consider that those people who are moving from one place to another are moving for a reason, for aspiration of quality of life, for aspiration for safety, for aspiration of security for themselves and their children. And it is very important that we consider that and we treat them with dignity, even if there is no allowance for access. but dignity is very important. Even if there is inclusion in a society, but this needs to be with dignity. Even if there is contributions that they provide for the development of the countries that they move to, we need to appreciate that. We need to look into what they are doing, what they are having, what is their conditions, and we try to work within these conditions and see within the international migration rules and international migration declaration that people need to be treated with dignity, to be looked at as potentials and members of societies that can contribute to the development of their societies, either in the countries of origin or in the countries of destination.
As this humanitarian-themed day is observed annually, the main objective is to shed light to the blessings that are brought about through the challenging endeavors of migrants around the globe, reflecting true inherent dignity, which is the fundamental principle of human rights.
The Arab Media Forum preliminary event was held under the auspices of the Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs, Mohammed Nasser Al-Jabri, where panelists carried out discussions relevant to the media and advertising industries. The event was attended by members of the local and regional media and advertisement industries. More from our reporter, Najla Sadeh.
Under the patronage of the Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs, Mohammed Nasser Al-Jabri, a preparatory discussion was conducted by the organizers of the Arab Media Forum in collaboration with Kuwait Ministry of Information prior to the awards ceremony in recognition of creative advertising. Panelists and selected talent artists utilized this opportunity to discuss the main elements of this very dynamic industry.
Omedia is a social media supplier company. We are working in the endorsement industry in Kuwait. This is a quick brief about Omedia and about our industry. Frankly speaking, this industry, we can consider Kuwait as a leading country in this industry. We can consider it also as a hub where a lot of very nice idea started here from Kuwait, and now it's one of it went to GCC. We can consider Kuwait in the digital industry and the endorsement industry. It's one of the leading country by far, and we are sending endorsement or celebrities or influencers from Kuwait to other region since more than 4 years, five years.
As the global advertising market experiences rapid expansion and development, Kuwait perseveres among the highly potential markets for advertisement to leap into a higher level for the various creative talents. Participants and panelists continued their informative discussion at the Al Baraka Grand Ballroom of the Crown Plaza Hotel.
Unfortunately, this brings us to the conclusion of tonight's episode of Kuwait in 30 Minutes. We hope to see you again, same time next week. Our highly dedicated team of correspondents is constantly out in the field searching for reports that matter most to you. So thank you for joining us tonight, and see you next week with more exclusive reports. Have a good night.